Saturday, then, the third practice session, always a bit of an irrelevance due to the fact that it's a night race and it's a day third practice. However, it was still eventful. Welcome to the Saturday practice review for the 2019 Singapore Grand Prix. The European season is long since done. Welcome to the first flyaway of the year. It's round 15, the Singapore Grand Prix at the Marina Bay Street Circuit. It's our 12th visit to this impressive facility. It's a city street circuit by day, by night. It is Formula One's first official night race. And it stops as round 15 on this incredible season, just a week's time, and then we're in the Russian Grand Prix. Japan in 2 weeks' time, well, that's going to be absolutely spectacular as we kick off, and we're off to Mexico, United States, Brazil, and all rounding out in Abu Dhabi on December the 1st. Lewis Hamilton leads the Drivers' Championship. He is a whopper in front of Valtteri Bottas, 284 points to 221. It's now a question of if Lewis Hamilton will win the title. It's a question when he will win his 6th Drivers' Championship. The real interest is the battle for third place between Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc, both the other winners of this season, of course. Verstappen winning 2 of the last 6 races, Leclerc winning 2 of the last 4. He has been on fire, Leclerc, in the past few weeks, with victory at the Italian Grand Prix, putting him well ahead of his teammate of Sebastian Vettel, who's in 5th place on 169 points. Almost 100 back, that's Pierre Gasly in the Toro Rosso now in 6th place. Don't expect him to move any further up in the title this season though. Carlos Sainz therefore should take over 6th spot in the championship. What a great year that would be for McLaren to be best of the rest. Ricciardo is 8th on 34, he's level with Alexander Albon in the Red Bull. Danny Kvyat rounds out the top 10 on just 33 points. 11th and 12th, they're level. Hülkenberg and Raikkonen on 31 points. It is the battle for 8th in the title that is definitely going to be going on until the end of the year. 12th place, well, that's Raikkonen. 13th for Sergio Perez on 27. Lando Norris on 14th on 25 points. Stroll is 15th on 19. Magnussen just 1 point back. From 8th all the way to 16th is the battle we're going to see for the remainder of the year. Romain Grosjean looking to stay on for another year at Haas. He's only got 8 points to his name. Giovinazzi on 3. Kubica announcing his retirement from Formula 1 once again at the end of the year is only on 1 point. And George Russell still the only driver with no points on the board. In terms of the Constructors' Championship, well, Mercedes lead the way, 505 points. By this time in Mexico, they should be the Constructors' Champions. Ferrari only on 351, Red Bull on 266. Expect the battle between McLaren and Renault, followed by Toro Rosso, Racing Point, and Alfa Romeo, and even Haas, to be the watch at the end of the year. It is incredibly close, but Williams still in 10th on 1 point. It's the 2019 Singapore Grand Prix, and it's due to be an absolute classic. Hello everybody, welcome up to the commentary box then for the Saturday practice report, and my goodness, was it a dramatic one. Carnage, yes. Track action, definitely. Some surprising results, yes. So let's go through it straight away with a session-by-session recount here on Saturday with the help of Twitter as well. Well, as we know, the green light went on, and first car on track was Lando Norris in the McLaren. New helmet this weekend as well for Singapore, Sebastian Vettel, just a sort of essence of the Singapore history about it. Also, a new head and a new helmet, a new helmet for Sergio Perez with the support message for Juan Manuel Correa, who, to everyone's relief, was taken off life support. His condition, though, is still serious but not critical, which is great news. And now they can focus on repairing his lungs and then repairing his legs. And we all wish Juan Manuel Correa the speediest of recoveries. And you are deeply missed in the paddock, so get back soon, please. And of course, great news that he was conscious, but it's going to take about 2 days for him to fully get back to conscious after, of course, being induced coma for 2 weeks. So Juan Manuel Correa very much in everyone's minds. So do please hurry back. The opening laps of the third session proved nothing than installation laps. The track was very unoccupied in the beginning of the session. At Lights Out F1, I suggest you follow him on Twitter because he is a remarkable stat man. It's how we use some of his stats up in the commentary box as well. He is remarkable and honestly such a genius as well. And he said the fastest lap in the session last year was a 1:38.054 set by Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari. So obviously, if that can be beaten this year, then it's a step in the right direction. If you're wondering where I'm looking at the secondary monitor in the commentary box. So I'm not looking away from it, just looking at the results here. The best team, Race Fans Live, how each team's best lap so far compared to 2018. Williams are off by about 0.18 of a second. Toro Rosso off then more than a second. The same goes to McLaren, Renault. 2 seconds off for Sauber, Red Bull, and Mercedes. Racing Point, Ferrari, and Haas are 3 seconds off their best time. So that is absolutely dramatic stuff. As MotoGP is on in the background as well, so I'm not doing that session now. I've got other people doing it. I'm talking to you lovely people instead. One last session before things get really serious in Singapore. Hamilton getting in on the McLaren Twitter action as well. Kimi got in the car early on as well. Back to base after opening Saturday explosion. Now it's time for a few tweets before we return, so Haas just changing up some of the cars as well. Some more action. Bottas, Albon and Giovinazzi break the deadlock. They went out onto the track as well. There have been 3 different teams have been faster in this session each of the last 3 seasons in FP3 toppers. So this is all of the free practice 3 toppers. And it's been quite interesting as well. This is again from Lights Out F1 blog. 2008, Alonso topped the session. He won the race. 2009, Hamilton topped the session. He won the race. Vettel topped it in 2010, didn't win. Webber 2011 didn't win. Vettel in 12. Did he win in 12? Yes, he did, didn't he, Sebastian Vettel? Yeah. Vettel 13 won there. 14 for Alonso, but of course didn't win. That was a dreadful car, that Ferrari in 2014 as well. Vettel top 15 won. Rosberg top 16. I think he won. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he won. Oh, did he? It was at the year he had failures. Verstappen 17 didn't win, and Vettel, of course, 18 didn't win either at the Grand Prix circuit. Looking more further ahead as well as we just go forward onto the Twitter account. There was Charles Leclerc unexpectedly set the pace in the final session here in Singapore. The upgraded Ferrari that they brought in yesterday with the new front wing and the new downforce package seems to be working at the moment. So they had a decent session, Leclerc topping it. And I think we might have jumped back to live action. We have indeed, yes. So that's it for the Twitter reactions. So yeah. But interesting also point out for Sergio Perez, he had a nasty whack into the wall coming out of turn 21 and ripped off the wheel and the suspension. He was wheeled back into the pit lane, but the red flag was brought out while they recovered the damage and the debris on the cars. It was absolutely horrific, though. I've never seen the actual the wheel rim rip off like that, and it was left in the middle of the track, so very, very bizarre. Moving on as well, it was a tricky session for Danny Kvyat in the Red Bull. In the Toro Rosso. See how much back in time. Tricky session for him. The car seeming to have a power unit failure with an oil leak, so they're swapping out his power unit for another one before qualifying, but he should not have a penalty due to the fact it was one that was already in use throughout the season. So FP3 then was really the day for Charles Leclerc. He was top the session from Hamilton in second place as well. Let's take a look at the full times though from the third practice session here at the Singapore Grand Prix. So Charles Leclerc was fastest in the third practice session at 1:38.192. Lewis Hamilton is second at 1:38.399. Sebastian Vettel third at 1:38.811. Valtteri Bottas fourth at 1:38.855. Then that's followed by Alexander Albon at 1:39.258. Follow that down, Verstappen 6th, 139.366, Sainz 7th, the 139.507, Norris 8th, the 139.709, Hülkenberg 9th, the 140.118, and Ricciardo rounds out the top 10 at 140.153. Lance Stroll 11th, the 142.09, Gasly is 12th, the 143.339, Raikkonen 13th, the 149.53, Perez 14th, the 149.85, Russell 15th, the 141.156, Giovinazzi 16th, 141.169, Magnussen 17th, 141.494, Grosjean 18th on a 141.542, Kubica 19th, the 141.954, and Danny Kvyat in 20th. No times completed, 3 laps, but all through the pit lane. He was out with a power unit issue. A lot to look forward to then. We will be back tomorrow for the Sunday race preview. That will be on air at 1 o'clock, of course. We're filming it tonight with it being a night race, so you'll have a special night treat to watch as well. But we'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. At 1 a.m. we're filming it, so we'll be back at 1 p.m. tomorrow for the Sunday race preview. Who's going to be on pole position? Well, my prediction might be Charles Leclerc, because he was fast in that third session and he looks quick as well, so never underestimate a quick driver. But from us all here, bye for now.